Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone. How are you doing, guys? Good. I hope you all well. Tonight we will be interviewing one of our engineer, which are Lokman Hakim bin Mat. And next question, I pass to Iskandar.
Okay, first of all, a little get to know with Engineer Rahman. Can I ask you how long have you registered with BEM?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Rahman Hakim Bimat. I have not registered yet with the BAM since it's not applicable in my company.
Okay, next, I am HELMI. What company that you have working now?
What company? My company is manufacturing field. We do fabrication of reservation, structural and fittings.
What's name the company?
Company name is Sing Chong Ho Engineering Sedian Berhad.
Okay, my name is Wan Muhammad Sulaimi. So how long Cik Lokman have been in company?
I've been working for 4 years already. So this one the 4 years lah. Okay.
Okay, my name is FATIHah. Can I know what is the biggest challenge that Cik Loman has ever faced as engineer?
As an engineer, what we are facing commonly is schedule. Some of project is have a tight schedule, and second thing is the cost. So these two main component is most challenging during I work as engineer lah. So I need to explain the situation example.
Okay, you can share with us.
Okay. Sometimes when you have a project, will have a issue on schedule. If you want the project to complete earlier, as soon as possible, there will be some cost you need to cash in lah. And you need to balance between what is the priority of the project. If you need project to succeed with the proper cost. So for me to make a decision is a very hard. It's a challenge for me lah, to make a decision between the cost or schedule.
Okay, Cik Rahman, we proceed to the next question, that is ethics. Good.
Okay, for the next question, since you are work in the company, have you had any experience with the workplace safety issue that have an effect to the public or worker?
Oh no, haven't.
Alright, we proceed to second question for ethic question. What kind of tasks that you're working on as an engineer in this company?
My scope of works is to review the technical drawing and ensure the drawing is fulfill requirement of the design calculation, and prepare for bill of material, manage and coordinate engineer and subsequent subcontractor, and review the costing and schedule lah, until the project complete.
Okay, next. For me, do you have any experience issue with public statement? How will you deal with the situation?
Public statement haven't.
No issue lah.
No issue. All complete with no problem. Succeed.
Okay, I proceed to the next question is, as engineer, Cik Lokman probably know the term of whistleblower in the company. As engineer, what would Cik Lokman do if there is a whistleblower in the company?
Okay, every company has a policy for whistleblower. So what should I do is I let the top management to decide. As long it's not affecting me. So I'm not the one who make the decision. So it's top management, because all the employee should have the should already sign the contract, so they already under the policy.
Okay, thank you, Cik Lokman.
Okay, as an engineer, how Encik Lokman carry out your duty with a responsible manner?
As engineer, carry out the responsibility as engineer. Make sure all the project is perform of the project according to the standard requirement and applicable design code, and ensure all your workers are working in the safe place. And lastly, make sure the project is success lah.
For the next question, under common law, the engineer have been a duty for the care to the general public. Please provide any example for the responsibility you have under the law for the professional engineer.
Okay. Under law, under professional engineer.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not yet the professional engineer, but as an engineer, for the public safety is we need to ensure the project uh, have a good design to the standard code. The all the paperwork has been endorsed by the professional engineer, so the project is running according to the state law.
Okay, next question for Cik Lokman. A professional engineer should be able to work as both one as a contractor and one as a consultant simultaneously. With this assertion, Cik Lokman agree? If yes, provide an objective justification for your support, and if not, justify also your assessment of it.
Okay, as a professional engineer, you'll be the one endorse the project. Some company, I'm not agree lah, because something is a personal issue on the integrity of the professional engineer, because maybe it's the project is award from to him, to the professional engineer. He might have some integrity issue. He will endorse without checking properly.
Okay, next. Can you give your opinion within good relation that can be achieved without violating the code ethic? If there are any conflict between resident engineer and contractor staff. Explain your response with example in your own experience.
You mean the conflict between engineer
And
with the
contractor.
contractor?
Yes.
Okay. When you running the project, conflict sure have. Sometimes the contractor and engineer have a different opinion. So to have the solution on the conflict, they should have the good communication between them, discussion on the term of contract and requirement before they make a decision making. So to ensure the conflict is resolved, to solving the conflict, they need ensure that the decision is fulfill the law.
For the last question of this meeting is, you may see that an engineer working on a specific project, such as implementation paid for by the taxpayer, is not acting in accordance with professional standard. This means that he or she lacks of professional competence and integrity. What response would you have? Will you notify the Board of Engineer Malaysia about the above occurrence or bring this to the client notice? Or will you keep it quiet and allow shoddy work to be done?
If I have found someone with lack of integrity or competency, first we need to report to their boss, their management. So let the management take action. If no action on it, we will issue to the client and let the client make decision. So basically, we don't report to BM directly.
So just report to their boss lah.
Yeah, let their boss do their job.
Okay, Chairman, that's all for the question tonight.
Okay.
Okay, that's all from us. Thanks for lending us some time to share about code of ethics and your working lifestyle. Thanks from us. Tonight, we will interviewing our second engineer, which are Sir Muhammad Ikhwan Hakim bin Mazlan. I will pass the next question to Iskandar.
Okay, first of all, a little get to know with Engineer Ikhwan. How long have you registered with BAM?
Assalamualaikum. A very good morning, everyone. A very good afternoon for everyone. So, for your question, I registered BM for 1 year, starting on 2021. Starting from one until now, it's already get for 1 year. I already registered under BM.
Okay. What's your company that you have been working from now?
Currently, I working at Sinetsu Polymer Malaysia, located at Shah Alam, Section 27. So I working as engineer in my company. So our company is a multinational company and being established almost like 40 years or 30 years.
So next, how long you have been in the company?
Working in my company for 2 years
2 years.
as a same position until now. That is my first company since I working on 2020, February 2020.
Okay, can I know what is the biggest challenge that Encik Ifan have ever faced as an engineer?
So the big challenging for as engineer is that I've been observed, and I also been observed based on my experience that how we to implement our knowledgement or our learning process at higher education such as bachelor or diploma to be implemented in our company side. And then a second thing, that is a big challenge for me because basically what we study is not the same situation can be implemented to our company. The biggest challenge have also we have to cope how to solve the challenge. So basically that's the thing as engineer, we have to develop ourselves with knowledge and also to strengthen ourselves with skill, either soft skill or hard skill, so we can execute our work as engineer.
Okay, thank you. We can proceed to the next for ethic question.
Yes, for sure.
For the first for ethic question is, since you work in the company, have you have any experience with the workplace safety issue that have effect to your public or worker?
So by far I working as engineer, there has I never been experienced any issue regarding about safety issues that affected to the public or the workers. But as far as I know, safety issue might be occur to another employers, such as operator or manpower that handling hardest material or heavy duty. So in that case, I already heard about the incident or the occurring cause. But for myself, I never been experienced any safety issue so far.
And next, the question is, what kind of tasks that you're working on as an engineer in this company?
So for me as an engineer, I working for 2 years. For my task or my scope, basically, as a production engineer. So I have a set of members, team members, what we call is technical support, technical engineers, which our mainly task uh, to execute improvement plan, to solve any machine problems, and also to plan to establish a process. And also currently our new task is to automate our process from conventional process to automation process. So basically, as technical engineer, I more focus in production line and to improve our process in terms of quality, production, and also regarding about the process. So that's my task as technical engineer.
Okay. Do you have prior experience issue with public statement, and how did you deal with this situation?
Regarding about this question, is showing about public statement. Uh, as I understood, so far our company no have a problem about public statement regarding about the ways or working hours, as well about a safety issue. So far, we never been experienced regarding about these issues. Uh, but if for your question, but if I experience public statement, how I will deal first, I allocate myself. For example, if I have this experience, I will discuss with my company, especially about with HR, how to solve and how to solve the problem. If let's say they cannot solving the problem, we gonna rush this issue to any organization that involved regarding about the public statement, issuing about the public statement.
Thanks for the answer just now. Okay, we proceed to the next question. As an engineer, Cik Muhammad Ikwan probably know the term of whistleblower in the company. As an engineer, what should you do if there is a whistleblower in the company?
Is there any whistleblower in the company? It's a bad thing, which means the company itself has violating any code ethics for their employers, for sure. Regarding of that, if any whistleblower happen in company or any violation code happen in company, for sure we have to take a drastic issue. But the first thing first, uh, as an engineer, we have to think wisely. And then the first step we need to take is to discuss. First, we to discuss with our superior. To discuss with superior about this issue. If about uh, regarding about violating issue. So we have to discuss. And then we also have to consider what the action will be taken from our company or from our top management to solve the problems. But then if the execution for our top management is not accomplished based on our issue, so we need to discuss with HR first. Second, we have to discuss with HR. There has some uh, whistleblower happen in our organization or our team. So yes, we have to discuss with HR and then raise the issue to uh, to any organization that, for example, BEM, that might need help us regarding the problem that we are facing. So, so that is my opinion or my thought. First, I will discuss with my superior. and then bring this issue to top management. If there no action, and then we rush the issue to HR, and also issue the problem to BAM directly regarding any violation ethic codes on engineer problems. Yes.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So can I know, as an engineer, how ensure if one carry out your duty with a responsible manner?
Yes, as engineer, we have to develop ourselves with a soft skill. So engineer, hard skill is very important. Hard skill, which mean how we analyze the data, how we solve the problem. But the soft skill is also very important. So we can do our job or execute our job with a responsibility manner. So regarding but these two things with a responsibility manners, how we carry out our duty with a responsibility manner. First, uh, first thing first, we need to ensure that our words is follow the procedure, or in manufacturing we call SOP, standard operation procedure. So we have to follow the procedure. What is the procedure required? For example, report, analysis data, uh, survey, or any statistic data that required by the company. So SOP itself, standard operation procedure, we need, as engineer, we need to understand, and then we also need to execute based on the standard procedure. So that as an engineer, we not violating any code ethics in the company. And then the second thing is we also have to ensure that any of our job have been checked, have been approved by top management or our superior. So pass. So that is very important. First, to follow the SOP, and the second thing, uh, get approval or check from our top management.
For the next question, under common law, the engineer have a duty of the care to the general public. Please provide any example of the responsibility you have under the law as a professional engineer.
So basically, based on for your question regarding about the responsibility that I have under law as a professional engineer. So as engineer, first we also need to acknowledge ourselves about the common law that have been established in Malaysia or BAM. So for me as an engineer, first I will refer to BAM. Any code ethics that have been provided or been issued under BAM, and then follow their guidance as our reference to work in any place, either in company, in manufacturing, or in construction. So basically, the reference from BAM regarding about code ethics or law is very too important as engineer to them to understand and also implement in their words. So that the big advantage is, so we know the task, based on the task given, we know either the task or the employers is violating the code ethics, or as engineer also we know how to execute the words based on the BAM reference. So personally for me, what I'm doing is I refer from BAM code ethics or under law, or from the law that have been published from BAM as my reference uh, in my working place.
Okay, next. A professional engineer should be able to work as both a contractor and a consultant simultaneously. With this statement, do you agree? If yes, provide an objective to support, and if not, also provide your reason.
Agree to disagree as engineers. The field of engineer is very big. For me, I working in manufacturing engineers. Either work as a both contractor or consultant simultaneously, and that is most likely is not part of my job for sure because I'm working in manufacturing. So, but then if working in construction, maybe some engineer are working as contractor, or civil engineer. Maybe some of them work as consultants simultaneously. As my position right now, I am can be said as a junior engineer. Most likely, my task that be given from my top management uh, regarding about the production line. So to work as contractor is not also my fee, and also to consult simultaneously to the production. The production is also it's not how could say most likely it's not also on my fee because my level of engineers right now is not reached to consult any uh, production line to main regarding about regarding how about to solve the problem or etc. So but then we can look to another view, another angle that professional engineer is wide. Engineer is wide. It's very big field. Not only can be contractor or consultant. Right now we are moving forward to IR 4.0. So many requirement from the uh, industrial require some engineer that able to work in technology, specifically in technology. So they can automate their process, they can reduce manpower, they can make a lot of saving in their cost or profits. So right now, the direction of company itself or industry itself, they more focus how to establish or to develop IR 4.0 to ensure their company is competitive with other company, especially for company is multinational company. Multinational company, they always force their employees or engineers or their team to develop a company, develop a system that can be automate like 80% or 90% in the process. As a professional, as for your answer for your question, as professional engineer, we for your question we have to look another angle that not only as a contractor or consultant or as a consultant or, for as professional engineer, but another field engineer can also be a professional engineer.
Okay, I will continue. Can you give your opinion whether good relation can be achieved without violating the code ethic? If there any conflict between resident engineer and contractor staff? And can you explain your response with example in your working experience?
Based on my humble opinion, it's not good to violating any code of ethics. It's not good. So engineers, we need to follow procedure. As I mentioned earlier of your question, we need to follow SOP, standard procedure of company, because the company herself has standard, what we call standard ISO, International Standard Operation. So they also have standard need to be followed. They also have certificate need to be achieved. So violating ethic codes is not a right thing to do as an engineer. So based on my experience, regarding about the conflict between the staff and the resident of engineers, by far, I don't have any issue regarding about this. I believe if we are working in multinational company that established for a very long time, I believe that issues, more any conflict, uh, there's no issue regarding about the conflicts. That is based my experience. But then, if conflict with the contracts, yes, they have some issue with the contractors. I believe many of the company, I believe also many company have having conflict with the contractor, especially, or we can change the term of contractor into suppliers. I think regarding that is most likely the same. Yes, any company have a problem with the supplier because the reason why we have to look down about our economy right now. So about the world issue, it's not about economy, but the world issue, because the world issue right now, we are facing with unstable economy, war, and then we also have COVID-19 that has been affected to the other country. We also have been issue about shipment delivery. So yes, for sure. I think right now in many industries they have many issues with the player, which they cannot provide the item based on the schedule that being provided. Yes, I think most of the company or most of the industry, either automotive, electrical or semiconductors, most of the company have this issue because the big factor of world economy issue has been also affected to industry issues.
Okay, thanks for answering that question. Before we end this meeting, I want to ask you the last question. That is, you may see that an engineer working on a specific project, such as implementation paid for by the taxpayer, is not acting in accordance with professional standard. This means that he or she lacks of professional competence and integrity. What response would you have? Will you notify the Board of Engineer Malaysia about the above occurrence or bring this to the client notice, or will you keep quiet and allow shoddy work to be done?
Yeah, for me, this question is very big issue. Yes, for me, in our Malaysia itself, our engineers are not paid based on their competence. Our engineer is very competent. I believe our engineers that graduates from any APTAs, okay, any APTAs, they are competent to work in our industry, either in construction or industrial engineer, manufacturing or productions. They are all competence because our education in APTA, I believe our education in APTA, they already provides the learning process based on the job demand or based on engineering field demand. So I think that is not a big problem regarding about our competency of engineer. But then the issue is about our government itself, how they manage to ensure all the engineers that are graduate are paid as their job. Based on my experience, I asked my friend, either they are from IPT, from the locus, locus student, I mean from the IPTA or from the board university, such as for Japan, US, or another countries. They say in Malaysia itself, the company or we can say the employer itself pay to the engineer at very low level, at minimum level, we can say at minimum level. So this thing should be discussed between our ministries or our government itself with the employers or with the company. There should be one line or guidance line from our government itself that to support our engineers or to ensure all the engineers are paid as their job. That's more important thing. So the government itself should play a big role on this issue. And then, uh, I don't think engineer lacks professional competence and integrity. I think the government and also the company itself should raise this issue and should solve the problems immediately, or else many of the youngster will not interested in engineering field. And at the end, that might cause a big problem that investor would not interested to invest their company in Malaysia because they are lack of professional engineer or lack of engineering fees in the Malaysia. So the government also or any NGOs should consider this issue, not the competency of engineer. So in this case, I think many of people already rush to the BEM. So we believe the BEM we take consideration about this issue, and we also want to see the plan or execution for BAM to solve the problem in the nearest time, because regarding about the wages, this might affect to the futures, especially in engineering field.
Okay, saya Muhammad Ikhwan Hakim bin Mazlan. Okay, that's all from us. Big of thanks for being lending us some time to share about code of ethics and your working lifestyle. Thanks from us. That's all.